Jones, Indiana Jones, Indiana. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast in which we celebrate and discuss the film Raiders of the Lost Ark 1 minute at a time. I'm your co-host Tom Taylor, and with me are...
Your co-host Pete Mummert.
And the intern, Gerry Porter.
You're doing a great job, Gerry. We're really proud of you.
Keep it up, boy.
Yeah, we all started at the bottom. Actually, that's not true at all. Anyway, today we're discussing Minute 8 of Raiders, and Minute 8 begins with Indy avoiding some very avoidable tiles, in my opinion, and ends a minute later, the instant Indy trades the idol for a sack of sand. Like right in just mid-trade there. It's kind of incredible when you watch it.
Well, this scene, I was thinking, this scene has, obviously it's like one of the most famous scenes in the movie, and everybody thinks of Indiana Jones, they think of, yeah, the Lost Ark and all that, but they also think of this, the idol scene. And what I noticed here is you really see into Indy's character, which is he just wings it. He just wings it. He has this bag of sand, and he's kind of, he comes up, he finally gets up to the idol altar or pedestal or whatever it is, and he eyeballs it. Like he straight up eyeballs it. And
yeah.
He's like, I mean, he knows enough that he's like, all right, so if I just take the idol, that's something weird is going to happen. There's going to be a booby trap. So I clearly need to, it's weight sensitive or something. He knows enough about that, but he's just like, he looks at it and he goes to get it kind of, and then he's like, no, wait a minute. I have too much sand.
Yeah. By the way, I don't think he has enough sand. I think that idol looks a lot heavier than that bag of sand.
It's funny you bring that up. I read about this. I read about this, and they said, some gold guy out there, chemistry, said that the idol, if you go by what it looks like, it would be about 42 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And because the density of gold versus the density of sand is...
Indiana Jones Minute.
They said there's no way. He needed something like 19 times the size of that bag worth of sand to equal what would be, because he's looking at it and he's like, oh well, the bag of sand is about the same size as the idol. Right. Clearly that'll work. And
he also obviously had no idea how much that should weigh, because he takes a handful of sand and very slowly starts measuring a little bit out, and he's like, screw it, I'm just gonna drop the whole hand. Like he measures for 2 seconds and then he just drops it. He's like, I have no idea.
Right.
But that's what I love, is because I identify with that. I feel like I always show up late with not nearly enough sand.
Oh, Gerry, that's sad. And funny and true.
It's totally true. And then you're just kind of like, I'm here. I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta do.
Well, it's funny.
Yeah, whatever. What's the worst that's gonna happen?
It's funny because he has a plan, but he's still winging it. Yeah. He has the beginnings of, he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't really know what he's doing.
And he's supposed to be a famous archaeologist.
Right. It's like he's making it up as he goes.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Maybe that's why I like it.
But before he gets to the idol, he's got to do his treacherous walk across the tiles, and out of this entire movie or this entire series of movies, this is the one thing I think I could do better than Indiana Jones. It does not look that hard to not step on those very clearly marked bad tiles. And we practiced this constantly in grade school, by the way. Royal School, where I went to grade school, had black and white tiles on the floor in these weird patterns, and kids would just be constantly slamming into each other because they're concentrating on not stepping on the black ones.
Yeah, we did the same at Ginny Wilson Elementary.
And not one kid was killed by a dart that we know of.
I feel like we're too busy worshiping the idol in my school.
Oh! Take that, Christianity.
What do you think was on the steps? Because he doesn't take the steps up; he hops up, like he kind of jumps up the side of the steps.
Oh yeah, I couldn't tell if he was losing his balance and that's how he corrected himself, or if he was actually avoiding the steps. That's a good point.
I don't know if he ever touches those steps.
Right.
I guess that's one of the things we'll never know.
No.
Well,
it's not like Indy knows.
What we were talking about in the previous minute too, you're like, all right, you kind of just get a hint of Indy's avariciousness.
Yeah.
Word of the day. And you're like, they kind of build it even more. And what I really like and why I know Satipo's true blue, because again, you feel for him. He's like, he does the finger thing as Indy gets closer and closer, and it's that whole, we're so close I can smell it. Get it.
Yeah.
And you're kind of going, yeah, get it, man, get it. And you feel like Satipo's kind of like acting out how you feel. He starts to smile a little bit, and then he's like, and then when
when Indy almost falls, he does that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
he's right there with us.
It makes you wonder again. Is it greed? It seems a little greedy. With the finger thing. I don't know. Maybe it just.
Well, I mean, they're both in this temple that doesn't belong to them, taking stuff that doesn't belong to them. They're not supposed to be there by any stretch. So, in some level, it is just plain old greed. But we hope that it's, on Indy's part anyway, it's a kind of, scientific, historical perspective greed, which always works out well.
Well, and I'm actually happy he left the steps untouched. Like, he can send a graduate student back with a brush later.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
We will have an actual part of the temple in context. That
extra
shot,
credit.
though, he stands before the idol, and he's just glowing. Is spectacular.
Yeah. What's kind of too bad, it's actually not too bad at all. It's kind of awesome. I can't see that shot without thinking of the Mad Magazine cover from back then, because that's exactly what it was. Alfred E. Newman as the idol and Indy with a kind of look on his face as he's about to get it. But it was that exact shot. And this is what happens when you've got pop culture worship and saturation.
Well, I've got a question here. Awesome. How does Indy know which light he can stand in? Because he's standing in a shaft of light here too.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well,
it's almost like he has a plan but doesn't really have a plan.
I think the light thing is only in the hallways.
So it kind of stands out in the hallway.
Yeah, it's just like, if just don't go into the light. Stay out of the light as long as you're in the hallway.
The Javitos seem to be a very one trap at a time people. Like, they're not going to double up on tiles and light at the same time. Which is why we love them.
Yeah. That's why Barranca tried to save their culture.
That's right. Oh, Barranca. Where is he now? Where do you think he is right now as this is happening?
Hopefully he's running back to tell the elders, like, hey, this guy's trying to steal our stuff.
I tried as hard as I could. I'm a hero. You know I am. It just didn't work out. All right, that might do it for minute 8. We're going to have to come back for minute 9 tomorrow and see what happens. We're in I can't believe how in major motion we are right now at the end of this minute. It literally, it's like your VCR got busted.
Well, thank you for listening. If you like the show, you can follow us at IndianaJonesMinute.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. If you like the show, you can subscribe via iTunes. You can subscribe via any podcast preference you have. And if you like the show, leave us a review.
Yes, please do. And come back tomorrow for minute 9 to find out just how well Indy understands the differences between gold and sand and the weights thereof. As we watch minute 9 of Raiders of the Lost Ark here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Jones!
There you go, newbie. Jones!